So what is going on, people? Welcome to episode 23 of this Barnsley career mode here on FIFA 22. If you are looking forward to this episode, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel as well. We are so close to hitting 300. If you could help me get there, that would be massive. And well, it's the end of January, so you know what that means. We got past Reading in the FA Cup, but we'll cover that in a minute. There's business to speak of. An unexpected out, and a big unexpected out. But there is a big in as well. So, without any further ado, let's go and have a look at the transfer business. So these are ones that I've already gone through that you may well have known about, but just because they were agreed after the summer transfer window, we'll just cover them here, just so you're fully up to date. So Valakari, our Finnish central midfielder, went out on loan to Almeria. Josh Benson has gone out on loan to Club Brugge. Jordan Story, we brought him in the summer of the first transfer window, but unfortunately he didn't last too long. He's gone to FC Augsburg for 2.25 million. Luke Thomas as well. Unfortunately, like last year, he was out on loan the first season, didn't quite make it. Would have been nice to have him again this year, but not quite the same. He has left for Seattle Sounders for 1.65 million. Claudio Gomez as well, a pretty pivotal part of our first season, but then of course picked up a massive injury, which kind of meant his season was done, and because of the strength and depth we brought in meant we didn't need him. So he has gone to KV Mechelen in Belgium for 1.2 million. Ben Williams, again, someone that stuck around with us last year's FIFA for quite a while, but because of the strength that we have brought in, he has gone to Celtic for 1.7 million. We brought in Jacoby Caballero and Danny Garcia on frees. They were just two young, really well-rated Spanish players that were free agents. We brought them in. Garcia has since gone out on loan to Benfica. And this is the big out. Callum Britton has left us for Rangers for 11.25 million. We've had some big bids. Well, only one other big bid. But some bids for first team players in this window. But yeah, Rangers came to me offering 9.5 million initially. And I wasn't sure. I do quite like Callum Britton, but because we've got Jordan Williams out on loan, we've got Ben Johnson, we've got Maxime Collin as well, I wasn't adverse to selling him. Now obviously with Rangers the potential for European football as well, but 11.25 million, we negotiated that fee, they were happy to pay it, and to be honest I was happy to let him go for that amount of money. We are looking for a right back. If we can bring in a much better right back than, what we've got. Funds are a little bit tight. I've identified a couple that would really be good, but they're just out of our price range. If it's a case of we can't find anyone that fits the bill and would be in our price range, then we will just recall Jordan Williams from his loan. Callum Britton has gone, but there has been one in. Oh, Carlton Morris has agreed I was wondering what that was then. Carlton Morris has agreed a pre-contract with FC Augsburg, so he'll be leaving at the end of the season. Oh, I keep thinking it's the signing. Obiula has left us. We put him on the transfer list, and he has gone to Freiburg for 1.75 million. And this is the big in. Philip Zinkernagel, £8 million he has cost us from Watford. Of course, we didn't have too much money, but then the Callum Britton deal went through, so it gave us a fair bit to play with. There were other options I was looking at, the likes of Reece Nelson, Minamino, who else was there? I can't even remember now. But there were other options, but they all wanted a lot in wages. And now I know, like FIFA, as long as you can afford it, who cares, right? But I kind of like to keep the realistic element of it. Obviously, Batshuayi escapes that. He's our highest earner. But that was just sort of a punt out of nowhere. I didn't really know his figures. So I kind of want Batshuayi just to be our outlier. And I think our highest wage is just under 40 grand a week, within the squad other than Batshuayi. So I kind of wanted to keep within that. Zinkernagel will fit that bill. He's 28, so a little on the older side, but 76 rated, so he's really good. Actually comes in and takes Cauley Woodrow's place. I just think He's an out-and-out winger. He's got that pace. And he's got decent shooting, decent weak foot as well. So hopefully we can get some goals out of him. But I just think on the wing, it's probably a better option to have than Corley. So Corley, I think, is probably going to move and become sort of our backup striker / right winger. Tosin will probably be like third choice striker. So yeah, really happy with Zinkernagel bringing him in. And the last piece of deal, Ramal Parna has finally left after accepting a load of bids for him. Union SG, I can't remember, it's like Saint-Gilloise or something in Belgium. He's gone for 1.9 million. So that's, yeah, Zinkernagel is the only man we've brought in at the moment. But like I said, we are looking for a right back. And as you can see, these are the two that I have identified. Benjamin Hendricks and Leo Dubois, as you can tell, very high for overall ratings. Slightly out of our price range though, so we'll have to see if anything crops up in the last couple of days of the window. We've accepted an offer from Herbie Kane, for Herbie Kane from Young Boys. I think we've negotiated that to about 2.5 million. So yeah, he will be leaving us probably. Corley Woodrow, we had a bid from Fulham for him, and I flat out rejected that. But then Benfica came knocking for us, but I just don't think, I really like Corley Woodrow. I don't think they give us the money that I'd want for him. I'd be looking for about 8.5, 9 million. Don't think they'd go that high, so rejected that. But the biggest offer we've had is this. Getafe bid 20 million for Jacob Ramsey plus Emil Kraft. I didn't realise Jacob Ramsey's worth 20.5 million. That came as a surprise to me. And considering we just sold Callum Britton, Kraft is a right back. Obviously, we had him in FIFA 21 last year. So I was like, excellent, fills the void. But I was like, I don't want to just accept 20 million. So I asked for 30 million plus Kraft, and Getafe weren't having any of it. So he's not something I wanted to lose. Kraft would have been good, but if he's one of our best players, so I wanted to get good player money for him. But yeah, they weren't having any of the 30 million. So this is what our team looks like at the minute. As you can maybe able to tell, no Swift in central midfield. He's picked up an injury and he's out for 2 months. He like Palmer and Gomez last year, he picked up one of those injuries where we had to take him off during the game. Dislocated shoulder, despite the fact he was holding his shin. Only out for 2 months, so he will be back this season. But hopefully he doesn't regress too much. So let's catch you up with what's been happening then. So obviously in the last episode we lost 2-0 to Millwall. We followed that up with a smashing 4-0 win against Blackburn and then 3-1 win against Pompey. We move into the new year and we beat Reading 5-0. But again, kind of similar to what happened with Palace. Lots of holes, lots of gaps. They took us for granted, but also they played a very rotated side and it was quite weak. Obviously, being a Reading fan, I know the squad quite well. A lot of academy level players played in this game, so they obviously weren't fussed about the cup. And yeah, we duly dispatched of them. But then followed that up with a 0-0 against Sunderland. So we can beat Premier League Reading 5-0, but draw against Sunderland 0-0. I have no idea. But then we beat Bolton 1-0. And most recently, we lost in the fourth round of the FA Cup 2-1 to West Bromwich Albion. And former Barnsley captain Alex Mowat grabbed both goals, and the last one was in injury time. So, yeah, a bit of a kick in the teeth. But we play Yorkshire rivals Huddersfield for the second time this season in a live comp. Let's have a look at the league table. So as you can see then, very tight as we enter the final stages of this season. So Watford sit top this time with 61 points. Us and Palace on 60 points apiece. The same goal difference, but they have scored more goals. So that's why they sit in second. Brentford 2 points behind us. Starting to pull away from the bottom sort of playoff teams now. It's very much a 4-horse race, it would seem. Maybe you could include Blackburn. 4 or 5 horse race for those automatic spots. So it's going to be a gripping end to the season, I am sure. But for now, Huddersfield, I think, sit 8th in the league. They do indeed. Without any further ado, Zinkernagel in the lineup. I think I'm going to make a change to this starting lineup. But yeah, Zinkernagel in on the right. Colin is now filling in at right back for the moment. But yeah, let's jump into this game against Huddersfield. So this is the Huddersfield lineup then for this game. Nichols in goal. I think a back five. Pippa, Saab, Pearson, Colwill and Toffolo is indeed. Vallejo, O'Brien and Daly sat in the midfield. Acevedo and Rhodes up top. They just had a graphic before the game on Acevedo. He's one of the top scorers in the division, so we'll have to watch out for him. Just one change to the current lineup. Obviously Diop in for Swift at the moment, but we've brought in Woodrow to play up top instead of Batshuayi. That's the only change that we have made to our current starting lineup. So without any further ado, we get into the game. Always a tasty fixture, this one. Of course, in real life, Huddersfield doing extremely well, looking to get promoted, although I think it's just going to be playoffs for them this season with one game left to go. Oh, that is poor from Hellick. I thought my phone went off then, that's why I was looking. And Collins makes a save from Acevedo at his near post. Yeah, I was looking over there at the worst possible time because I thought my phone had gone off. And Rhodes, oh my word, Styles gets that off the line. Otherwise, if he wasn't there, that would have been an early lead for Huddersfield. We get this one away. Hellick needs to win that, and he does. Acevedo, Rhodes, Anderson with a block. And again, it just falls to a Huddersfield body. Rhodes with a strike. Straight down the throat of Brad Collins. And that is a poor pass. Oh my god, so is that. Acevedo. It's Vallejo. Wild. He had time to get that under his control, pick his spot and bury it, but thankfully he's absolutely thrashed at it and put it over. Come on, boys. I know I've moaned so many times at the passing in this game, but it's just been me so far in this game. There's not the actual wrong with the game engine, it's me. Although Woodrow is in behind, has a strike across goal. And Corley, you'd expect to bury one of those chances, to be honest. Diop does well to get his body in front. Finds Woodrow. Zinkernagel. Oh, it's Ramsey. He gets there ahead of... Oh, he just... Oh, Diop has a strike. Oh, it's a powerful shot. Nichols can't... Oh, has to push it away. Oh, I went press B to tackle Bryant. Oh, he tries to thread it through. But luckily, Anderson is there. And Corley's made the run. And we'll try and find him as he looks to get beyond the defender. Corley finds Welbeck. Danny Welbeck. Oh, it's a great last-ditch save from Nichols. Just gets a hand out at the last second to put it round the post. Into Diop. Tries to get a through ball into Styles. Oh, tries to clip one in, but it's well blocked. Diop. Round the corner. Ramsey. Oh, that's a strike. Oh, it's found its way in. Oh, the cruelest of deflections. And Ramsey has given us the lead. Nice turn from Diop to find Ramsey. And it's just come off the inside of his thigh, I think. The defender. 99 times out of 100 that shot is blocked, but the deflection has just fooled the keeper. He thinks it's getting more leverage on it. Instead, it just dips under his hand. Well, away at Huddersfield, we take the lead. I'm going to make one more change. It needs to be now for Huddersfield as we move into the dying embers. That's one, I've noticed that actually in the middle of the field. That's one feature I love that they've added into FIFA. Anderson, oh, he does really well. Oh, no, he doesn't. Phillips, oh, it's held by Collins. As I was going to say, all the boot prints you can see on the pitch. Tosin. Little dig ball over the top. Oh, just too far for Ramsey. Oh, I thought he was going to be able to get in. There goes the full-time whistle, and it wasn't pretty. And it was certainly lucky. But we take all 3 points from Huddersfield. We have another offer for Corley Woodrow, but we sit third, pulling ever further away from Brentford as well. Let's have a look at this offer for Corley Woodrow from Freiburg. We've already had Ulair off me, offering 6.6. It's the best offer we've had. The director feels that we could get 7.1, but it's not enough. I'm going to reject it. Corley, not someone that I really want to lose, but we will do deadline date, and if anything happens, of course, I will let you know. Herbie Kane has gone. 2.45 is the deal. We get 1.7 in the budget. But yeah, that was literally the next day, so I'll see you in a sec. Right, it is deadline day and we have news. Obviously, you can see there's a message in the inbox, but first of all, the search for a right back. I think I've found one, and I've never heard of this guy before. I've done that the wrong way around. I was trying to save that for after, but we've had an offer for Pavlovic. But his name, this right back, Akeem Zidadka, 27 years old, 75 overall rated. So, yeah, not that much better than Williams, per se. Not as good as Britain was, but this guy, he's got pace for days. And I said, was it this episode or last episode? I'm not about the pace, but having Zinkernagel and Zidadka on that right-hand side, really quick, stamina as well, so he can play well in games, really good crossing and dribbling and really good tackling, speed dribbler, and he's not too expensive either. I'm really tempted with Akeem Zidadka, so I think I'm going to make an offer to buy him. Why not? Offer a transfer fee. We'll go in at the 5 million that he's worth and see what they say. They want 6.6 and 10 million. Okay, so I'm gonna remove the sell-on clause and we'll go 5.5 million. 6.9. They've pushed it up. 6.1. See what they say. Yeah, they're happy with that. Cool. Okay, so Zidadka. Good thing about him as well is he's got really low wages. So let's have a look. He wants important. Yeah, he'd probably come in and start, so I'm happy with that. He wants a 3-year deal. Fine. No release clause. Okay, so let's offer him the 14 that he's earning and see what he says. No. That's an insult, apparently. Well, that didn't pan out the way we wanted it to. You can see there's a load of okay, so we did have those other right backs. The question is, do I want to break the wage structure for them? Because they are both earning. They're not earning, neither of them are earning as much as Batshuayi. And players do tend to ask for less. I'm just debating which one. Let's shortlist them both and see how much their clubs would be asking for. Or we sell Pavlovic and get the money in. So, okay, Dubois just joined. So he's out of the question. Henriks, they'd want too much money. Fair enough. Right, well, that's a shame about Zidadka, but it is what it is. Transfer. No, that's not what I want to do. Right, let's address this offer for Pavlovic. PSV, Fode Fofana, and 26 million. God, he's worth 25.5 million. Fode Fofana is a striker, 20 years old. I'd take Fode Fofana as a bit of a sort of pet project, you know. But, oh, look at the amount of money we could get for Pavlovic. He is good, he's very good, but if we can get big money for him, then again, a PSV as well, again, potential of European football. If we could get 34 million plus Fofana, I would take it. But we'll go over and above and see what they say. Right, propose new transfer fee. 42 million and Fofana, see what they say. No, they just flat out rejected it. Alright, well, I didn't want to lose him anyway. If they'd have paid big bucks, I would have sold him, but yeah, so let's see if anything else happens on deadline day as we move through. If it's interesting, Barley Mumba's gone to Everton. If it gets to a couple of hours, obviously we're not going to find any new players now, so someone's approached, St Mirren have approached Christy David, well, finally he's going to be leaving. If it gets to a couple of hours and nothing has presented itself, he's not going into Mirren, then I'll just recall Jordan Williams. Finish what I was saying. Corley Woodrow, Granada, 7 million. See, the bids are going up and up and up, but I'm not selling him. I'm sorry. Benfica, realistically, is a club I shouldn't have turned down, but they're not going to give me the money, so not everything fell into place with that one. Receiving some interesting bids. Devon Wrench goes to Porto. Another Alright, flat money. It's Augsburg again. How many of our players have they had? Right, we'll negotiate. This could be an entertaining end to deadline date. So they're offering 31.4. 42. See what they say. 31.4. They've just added a sell-on clause. If you're going to be annoying about it, then I'll just stay at 42. No, said that's their final offer, so I'm not going to accept it. Looks like Pavlovic stays then. Any interesting bids? Spurs want Bradley Collins. What? That is one of the stranger bids, but I mean, we've got Caballero, so give me 7.5 million and you can have him. Spurs want Brad Collins. Surely he's just going to be a backup player. They're sticking at that. Is that supposed to be Nuno Santos, by the way? That's quite funny. They're going to go with it. If they can get the deal done in a couple of hours, Bradley Collins is going to be a Spurs player. 3 hours, so it could well happen. I'm going to go in and I am going to recall Jordan Williams from his loan spell. Really impressed with his growth, actually. I'll stick a development plan on him while we're here. But he's an inverted wing back. He'll come in and he'll start for us, Jordan Williams. I'll have him easily ahead of Colin. But yeah, I just can't get over that. Bradley Collins. Actually, people have been asking me to get players in. I might. Right. Let's see what happens. Do you know what? I'm gonna. How much money have we got in the bank? 11 mil. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, someone asked me to get this guy in like the first transfer window, and I've kept him on the list. And he's someone that intrigues me. He's 23. He's quite young. I think Prommel's getting up there. So what we could do is get in Zorgan and keep him around for the rest of the season. And if he doesn't play, we can just loan him out. But because we've got this extra cash, why not? Do you know what I mean? So let's do it. Let's get in Zorgan. Thank you to whoever left the comment to get him in. As you can see, some of the other suggestions have come down, but this guy's managed to stay on the list from, is it Charleroi? Royal Charleroi in Belgium. Offer his value. They want 4.8. Let's say 4.5. You can have the sell on as well. Yeah, happy with that. Right, decent. Okay. Let's negotiate then for Adam. Adem, I guess, but Adam, he wants important. He's not going to be important. I'll just get him in. Bollocks to it. 4-year deal. Happy with that. Disregard release clause. He's asked for a pay rise, which is quite rare on FIFA, but he's happy to join us. So, Adam Zorgan is in. Amin Bassi as well. Just looking at him, we've got the money to get him in. No, I'm going to leave Amin Bassi because then signing Zorgan would have been just completely pointless. So I'll leave it there. Is Bradley Collins going to join Spurs? He has. I can't. That's such a mad transfer. Oh, right. So we signed Bassi as well. What a mad. That Collins money came in and we had 15 million sat in the bank unspent. I was like, Joe, what? I'm spending it. I'm doing it. Well, that concludes a very interesting deadline day. Luckily, Hoyer Fernandez didn't leave us, so we have backup. But Caballero now finds himself, the 20-year-old, now finds himself as our starting goalkeeper. Brad Collins, if he plays, that'll be mental, but he must just be going there as a backup. Now we've had a bid for Jordan Williams after the window's closed. 100k plus Luca Oyen. He's 19 as well. Oh, mate. 19 years old at 71. He's got a bit of an interesting haircut, I won't lie. Oh, I'd be interested in this deal, actually. Because even if we let him go at the end of the season, we've still got Colin and we've got Ben Johnson, who could grow quite nicely. I want that, and you can have him. They're happy with that. Okay. Might be getting a young, interesting winger off the back of it. We'll need to negotiate with Luca Oyen. Again, not someone we could make. He wants sporadic. That is absolutely fine, mate. May well go out on loan. We'll offer him 4 years. He's happy with that. Doesn't want a release clause. Salary. We'll offer him what he's... No, not... offer him what he's on. And do you know what? That's a signing I'm more than happy with. Jordan Williams could well be on his way out. But that's not a bad player to get. He's not someone we'd use straight away. May well send him out on loan. But yeah, this is a look. This is what our youth setups look like. We've had a few people come through. I'm actually going to get rid of you. But yeah, this is what our youth setup's looking like. I've had a few people come through, but yeah, not really anything to shout about at the moment. But that has wrapped up a very interesting episode and deadline day. So yeah, we'll sort the team out. This is what the table looks like. 15 games left of the season. We sit level on points, level on goal difference still with Crystal Palace. Watford 1 point ahead. We are now 4 points clear of Brentford. And Blackburn still just about hanging on in there. I think we've probably dropped Forest now. They're drawing a lot of games. But yeah, it's going to be such an interesting end to the season, especially with the new looking squad. Of course, we brought Williams back, brought in Zinkernagel, we now brought in Zorgan and Bassi as well. So some new people to play with. But yeah, thank you for those recommendations in the comments. If there's anyone you'd like me to look at in the future, by all means let me know. In terms of when we will next be back, I think maybe the middle of March, something like the Stoke game, I want to say, something like that, just so we know whereabouts we are. We'll have played a few games by then, so yeah, I'd say come back for about Stoke. And actually, Palace it is. That'll be an interesting game. We'll come back for the Palace game. So guys, I didn't even see that there. Yeah, if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you pop a like on there for me, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.